Charlton. Heston was larger-than-life an actor whose commanding voice and unforgettable performances made him one of Hollywood's most iconic stars. But when the curtain fell on his extraordinary life, he left behind a set of final words that stunned those who heard them. For a man who spent decades shaping his image as a hero on screen and a strong leader off-screen, what he said in his final days revealed a side of him few had ever seen. Charlton Heston's career was nothing short of legendary. Rising to fame in the 1950s and 60s, he became the face of Hollywood epics. Starring in unforgettable classics like The Ten Commandments, Ben-Hur, and Planet of the Apes, his rugged presence and powerful delivery made him a symbol of strength and conviction. Audiences around the world saw him as the embodiment of courage. A man whose screen characters always triumphed against impossible odds. But behind the fame and glory, Heston was also a man of deep convictions, unshakable beliefs, and a private side he rarely revealed. By the late 1990s, Heston's health began to decline. He publicly announced in 2002 that he had been diagnosed with symptoms consistent with Alzheimer's disease. It was a moment of rare vulnerability from a man who had always been seen as unbreakable. Standing before cameras, Heston's voice trembled slightly as he admitted what lay ahead. Yet even then, he framed it with dignity, courage, and faith. The actor who once parted the Red Sea on screen was now preparing for a very different battle, one he knew he could not win. As his health worsened, Heston withdrew from public life, spending his final years surrounded by his beloved wife Lydia and family. Yet those closest to him say he never lost his spirit. He still spoke with conviction about life, faith, and the values he cherished. And it was during these final days that he shared words that shocked those who knew him. According to family members, Heston reflected not on his movies or his fame, but on the simple truths of life. His final words carried a surprising mix of humility and reflection, revealing that even one of Hollywood's greatest stars saw himself not as a legend, but as a man grateful for love, family, and faith. Those who heard him speak in his final hours say his words were both heartbreaking and inspiring. He admitted that he had lived a full life, one filled with extraordinary blessings, but he also expressed a rare vulnerability, acknowledging fears and regrets he had kept private for years. For someone so often seen as indestructible, it was a startling reminder of his humanity. What made his final words so powerful was not grandeur or dramatic fluid was there. Honesty. Heston's confession wasn't about Hollywood, fame, or legacy. Instead, it was about love. He spoke of his deep gratitude for his wife Lydia, who stood by his side through every triumph and every hardship. He admitted that without her, his journey would have been empty. He also spoke of faith, reminding his family that he believed life was more than what we see, and that death was not an end but a passage. In the quiet of his final moments, Heston's words reveal the essence of who he truly was, not a movie star, but a husband, a father, and a believer. When news of his passing broke in 2008, fans around the world mourned the loss of a Hollywood titan. But for those who were there in his final moments, it was his last words that lingered most. They showed a man at peace, humbled by love, and ready for what lay beyond. Charlton Heston will forever be remembered for his unforgettable roles, his commanding presence, and his unwavering convictions. But perhaps his most enduring legacy lies not in the grand speeches of his films, but in the quiet honesty of his final words, words that remind us that even legends are human, and that, in the end, it is love and faith that matter most.